Peace, everybody. Welcome to Burn It Down with Kim Brown. This is the place where we set oppression ablaze. Today is a Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday edition of the BIDWKB program. I'd like to welcome one and all to the jam. We've got a lot, medium amount. Yeah, maybe a lot would be overselling it a bit. We have a medium amount of things to get into this evening. Sorry, that's my you guys, anyway, I'm not going to hold him up because Will would tell me, get that actual sponsorship money, nigga. So anyway, I'm not going to hold him up. Never mind. the blotting papers that I don't know what they sell for at fucking Nordstrom's or whatever, but Target sell them joints for $3.99. Here come my auntie rant. I remember when them joints used to be 99 cents and now they are $3.99. And Target has done fuck all to improve the product, to change the packaging, or anything about the product. I need to understand why this thing is now these packets of blotting papers that for a very long time were 99 cents are now $3.99. Fuck Joe Biden. See, this is why I'm so glad this motherfucker's out the race. But no worries. Kamala, I'm sorry, I mispronounced her name. In BIDWKBEs, it's Kamala. That is the proper pronunciation. You see people haranguing themselves and others about how to pronounce Kamala. It's Kamala. It's so simple. it's just two syllables. Kap. Oh, I guess it's three. Kamala. That's it. There we go. Everyone's welcome. Go tell your grannies and them. Anywho. Well, I guess that's for white folks. I know black grannies know how to say Kamala and the other version, regardless. Kamala is on the way to save us. And you know what? If you don't allow yourself to be saved by Kamala and the Democrats, well, something is the matter with you. You must hate black women. You must want Trump to win. You must hate America. You must want democracy to fail. Kids, that rhetoric is already cranking out this joint, to coin a DMV phrase. I mean, and not cranking in a good way. It is cranking up in a very bad way. And I think it's important that we, either here and other places, make it a point to, put the coons on the motherfucking Summer Jam screen. I don't know how else to say it. And a clip from Rickey Smiley, the comedian and morning radio show host. What else does Rickey Smiley do? Too much. Anyway, getting dragged by Cat Williams apparently on occasion. Rickey Smiley on his morning show went on a rant, all in favor of Kamala. And I would like for us to make sure that we are well apprised and be sure to tell our folks who are the Black misleadership class out here. Because when you have a giant platform where you are in dozens, maybe hundreds, I don't know how many markets Rickey Smiley morning show in, I think quite a bit. And you got your listening audience and you talking about we have to stand behind this sister, and you don't make any demands, any requisites, any inquiries even about what this sister is going to deliver for us. What's the difference between Kamala and Candace Owens? You know what I'm saying? If we just voting for everybody, if we just rooting for everybody black, I wonder, fuck it. Let us root for everybody black. Let's root for Tim Scott out this motherfucker. Let's root for who else is one of them worrisome, self-loathing Negroes, and not even necessarily on the right. Let me be clear about that. I think Van Jones is a misleadership ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, we're gonna get into that shit. And while we sticking on black people tonight, we are also gonna get into a story out of Illinois. Oh, the blue free state of Illinois. Is Illinois a free state? Chicagoans, check in. People from Springfield, Illinois, check in. Is fucking Illinois a free state? Of course it's not. Blue, regardless. We have a First Amendment warrior. These folks call themselves First Amendment auditors. We've featured the work of some First Amendment auditors out on this channel before. Some cop watches, if you will, some dare I say, actual freedom fighters. Not to say, I'm not trying to take that title away from anybody, but I consider these folks who go out and prove that America is fascist, whether or not that's their intention to do so. That is what they end up proving. And there is a black man who was recently, allegedly, I say allegedly because you guys know we journalists out here, we got a CYA on occasion. Anyway, there was a black man who allegedly was severely beaten by an acting chief of police of a Chicago suburb. And what was the reason? Because the black man had the audacity to be running film or running tape while he was in a public office, or rather a municipal building. I can't recall if it was like the city hall, or was it the court, or was it the police station. But guess what? You are allowed to freely record in all three of those places, okay? And more. So the ways in which freedom of speech, basic, I guess what I thought was basic freedom of speech, maybe not so basic, right? Maybe we have been enjoying elevated levels of privilege that the state is here to remind us that nope, they are here to rescind all of that and rescinding it for the blacks first. You better be sure about that. So we're going to get into that story coming up here in a bit. I want to appreciate everybody, like it's a black box song, okay? Appreciate everybody that ran us some support during our summer fundraiser. And I am extremely grateful for everyone who sent via PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Patreon. And now here's where I fall down. I'm giving y'all the gratitude because I am grateful. And here's where I admit, because I am a liar, because I told y'all I was going to run everybody's name. I guess today, maybe I lied and even said I did it Friday. Also a lie. Today, also a lie. I'm compiling the names. I'm still writing them down. So my apologies for telling that story now twice. Let's hope I don't make it a thrice lie. That's one of my favorite old English words. I love thrice. What is it about saying the word thrice? I love thrice. I don't know. Anyway, hopefully I'm not a liar thrice times over. That's not my intention. I don't mean to lie. But look at the shit I lie about though. But look at the shit I told the truth about though. Which is 99.5% of the shit I say on here is the truth. Lies is when I say I'm doing a Twitch turn up and I don't. That's the only lie. And I'm going to announce all the fundraiser names and I didn't. Those are the kind of lies that I tell. Like, I don't have an agenda. You feel me? Like, I'm not trying to lie y'all in one direction to what ends. No. I want to lead everybody to, at least to the extent that I'm able, down the path of the truth, so we understand that we are living in a false reality. We are being constantly sold this mythology of freedom and democracy and liberty, of which I think we enjoy very little. You know what I'm saying? Relative to what we are marketed and relative to how the pitch fucking goes. You dig? What the fuck? These niggas. So okay, cool. So, we have to point out the things because a lot of our people are out here getting food, beloveds. And I'm now, nope. And I feel I'm gonna get into this in a second. I'm trying to get into the live here. I take umbrage over this Kamala shit because I fucking saw this. Like, y'all niggas ran this game on me personally already. I hate to see it run on others. I hate to see people who had the Obama game ran on them willingly, gleefully. Oh, please come run that same game on me 2 times. I need it twice. I need it twice in a whole lifetime. Please run the first magical Negro on me. Run that game on me at least 2 times. I can't believe it. I can't fucking believe it. You know what? I can't get into the chat, kids. So I'm a shout out to all our regular, usual Fire Fam, No Limit All Stars out here. Our No Limit soldiers out here. What going on? What's up? I don't even know Black Magic is in here, but I'm lead off Black Magic. What's up to Shirley? Shirley, where did I say your name at? Shirley, where you been? Get Shirley in here. What's up to Shirley? What's up to Courtney? What's up to Latif? What's up to Tyler, my son? What's up, Chuck Diesel? What's up to our Mars? What's up to our bruvs out here? What's up, KJ Sakuma? What's up, James? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Will behind the boards, pushing the buttons? Well, whatever bros we got ahead. What's up, E-Manifesto? Even though I am gender uncertain about E-Manifesto, but whatever. The big up, the long time viewer. Who the fuck else? I'm trying to think of names off the top of my head. Y'all know how that goes. Oh, of course, the radical whites coming through. What's up to Afraid Not? What's going on, Front and Francais? The Hearts, Anna Lorraine. Oh, shout out to Anna, but Anna's not. I mean Abby, but Abby's not white. But I didn't mean to lump you in there, Abby. But I'm lumping you in with quality whites, so you know it's fine. What's up, Silver? I don't even know who else is in here. What's up, Swarry Ferry? Who else the fuck is supposed to be up in here? What's up, Holly? Look at the memory. Sputtering on and off. Trying to turn over, but not quite. Not quite. The engine not quite turning all the way over. But I appreciate you guys. Come on in here. Support shit with some free shit. Give me some thumbs up out here on the video. Subscribe. You guys are about to get ran roughshod over if you are black in America and you do not support Kamala Harris. Welcome to Burn Down with Ken Brown. Please engage with the content. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Follow us places around the internet, BIDWKB. You can catch us here on YouTube and on Twitch, Tuesdays and Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So the blitz is on. The heat is on. It's on the streets. Kamala Harris has just returned from a bit of a rally blitz across some pivotal battleground states, including Nevada. I think where the fuck was her. Oh shit, the money's coming. Hey, her and her new white man. She told Doug, you stay home. I got a new elder white gentleman by the name of Timmy Waltz. Is his name Timmy or Tommy? Tommy Waltz. I think it's Tim. Fuck him. Walls. And I keep saying waltz like the dance. It's walls like balls to the. I'm sorry. I'm deeply immature. My apologies. Abel, what a guan. Thank you so much. Appreciate that support, Abel. Thank you so much. The BIDWKB Cash App support. We appreciate that. So it's important, everyone, because people are not being serious with you out here. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of notable, influential, so-called black personalities, so-called black celebrities, so-called black political commentators that are all in for Kamala simply because, I'm sorry, I keep mispronouncing her name, are all in for Kamala simply because she's not Donald Trump. And gang, that's not a good enough reason. It really isn't. It isn't a good enough reason because we as black folks materially in this country, relative to what has been taken from us and relative to what we have sacrificed, we ask and demand for such little, so little when it comes to tangible things via policy and what's the other word I'm trying to say? I can't remember. Maybe it was material, but I'm not even sure. I mean, maybe material is not the right word. But the press is already being put on folks to get in line. Oh, y'all better quickly get information because Beyonce has lent Kamala her campaign song, Freedom, right? We are already hearing talks about who is going to appear at the Democratic National Convention later this month in Chicago. The only one I know that has been confirmed to my knowledge is John Legend. Holla, holla, holla. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I don't expect much from John Legend. So fine, we let John Legend collect his little DNC coins, but whatever. Because again, we don't expect much from John Legend. But another person you should not really expect much from is one urban, or rather black, morning radio show host and by the name of Rickey Smiley. And not just Rickey Smiley. Again, we're probably going to be coming to this well several times before election day, because I assure you a lot of visible black folks are about to make themselves look really fucking goofy behind this ticket, right? And unfortunately, much like Obama, it may not fully reveal itself until years later. Or because I'm telling you, like the Roland Martins and I don't even fucking know who else. I don't know. the Joy-Ann's, because niggas I do not watch and pay attention to by and large. But ask them folks what Obama really did for us. You know what I'm saying? Ask them, well, he got us the Affordable Care Act, where now people with pre-existing conditions cannot be kicked off their insurance. Sure. But let's go back to the name. Affordable Care Act. Many people would tell you it's a misnomer. Okay. Many people would tell you that in spite of receiving coverage in ways that maybe they had not previously, the Affordable Care Act, in fact, drove up their healthcare costs quite a bit, right? Because now people, well, not only drove up people's personal healthcare costs because premiums increased, but profits for the health insurance companies, healthcare companies, also shot up because the government mandated that people had to sign up for insurance. It's funny how that works, right? Like there can never be just a benefit provided by the government for only the people. Like businesses have to benefit. Why? Why? They already benefiting. They got fuck ton of money. But regardless, hold on. So I'm perusing the internet. We're going to get to Rickey Smiley here. Well, yeah, fuck it. Actually, well, let's start off with Rickey Smiley since I led off with him. We get back to that Rolly joint. And it's not even a Rolly joint. It's something I found on Roland's timeline. And it's an ad for Kamala. I said, we are fucking cooked out here, dog. If we don't get a hold of this shit right away. But no, let's go ahead and start with Rickey Smiley because and we're going to pick it up mid rant, let's say, because the segment began with he and one of his co-hosts talking about the selection of Tim Balls to the Walls as the VP running mate, how much Rickey Smiley likes Tim Balls to the Walls. And but now he's about to go off on black people on the internet going against Kamala. I can only assume he's talking about me. I'm kidding. Yeah, motherfucker ain't talking about me, but he could be though. That's why I want to address the shit. He was not talking about me, but he could have been, because I would like to have an opportunity to address the unnamed, unspecified criticism. Though I felt it though. Go ahead, Will. Let's run that.
Either one of those governors would have been a great choice for Kamala Harris. I'm just sick of the black people on the internet talking about I'm not with her. Okay, so if you're not with her, that means you with Trump. And y'all need to block every last one of their asses on Facebook and on Instagram and social media and stop. Like that's just garbage.
Yeah,
it's just garbage.
Can everybody we be united on anything?
Yeah. Can't agree on a damn bucket of chicken. One person want a hot dog.
I always complain.
Black folks get on my damn nerves, man. Why everybody making all these celebrities making all these videos going off on Kamala Harris and stuff, and then the black men, Kamala Harris didn't prosecute you and treated you bad in court. I got treated bad in court too, but I'm with her because a vote for her. If you sit at home and you don't support her, you're definitely supporting Donald Trump. You can vote for who you want to, but don't be trying to encourage other people and sit up there and put bad stuff. Where's that same energy for Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm just like, don't vote for him. It is what it is.
Y'all not even out here doing real research to look at her record. If you do the research or whatever, stop believing everything you read and do real research, you can see what a record is. You can see what she have done. I think you can Google what have Kamala Harris done for the black community, or things that black people benefit from a lot. Shit. We need to stand with her. Yes. We need to stand with her. She's great. She will make a great president. And what a blessing to be living in a time where a black woman can become president of the United States of America. In our time, we get a black man and a black woman become president. That's unheard of.
Come on, man.
Stop it.
Messy. Be on the right side of history. Be on the right side of history.
It's just the Amber Rose and everybody got all these videos and stuff and talking about Kamala Harris talking out of both sides of her. How would you say something so disrespectful? Even if you felt that way, I wouldn't dare make a video or say nothing like that to the vice president of the United States of America.
Pause it. This just reveals so much to me. Like, you guys know, I'm tickled and very deeply irritated at the same time, right? Because again, I miss what Black radio used to mean to us as a community. I'm not saying that even in the days that I was on it, the shit was fucking perfect, not even close. But I know in its history, its job was to inform and to empower our folks, right? Either through music or through political commentary, which usually historically did not stray to the right or even to the middle, right? Or I guess maybe to the middle, but not really to the right, but maybe it did. I don't know. But anyway, what annoys me here about Rickey Smiley, there's several things, but this whole issue of how dare black people can't agree on anything. Can we be clear about what it is per Rickey Smiley's perspective we are agreeing upon? We are, according to him, Black America needs to agree that simply because Kamala is a Black woman, I'm not going to quibble over her biraciality. It's America. One drop is one fucking drop. I don't give a fuck if she eat curry for lunch and shit. I love curry. Curry's fucking delicious. Okay, like goddamn. I mean, she got mixed. She mixed with two amazing culinary cultures, right? Jamaican and Indian. Oh, the rest of us wish we could, right? Anywho, I'm not quibbling over that. Regardless, what are we agreeing? Tell me what Kamala has agreed to do for Black people since Rickey Smiley audience is Black people, since he's condemning and finger wagging Black people. And by the way, fuck Amber Rose. I'm not taking up for the likes of Amber Rose, but I am taking up for the likes of the people like those watching presently who are likely to be on the receiving end of that Facebook block or the receiving end of that Instagram block. And I know a few of you have already experienced such treatment out here in these interweb streets. Your people do not like the sauciness that you got for Kamala, so they have already preemptively blocked you because clearly you must be a Trumper. If you're not supporting Kamala, you must be supporting Trump. I want us to be clear here about what supporting Kamala means. Let's take Trump out of the shit for a fucking second here, okay? What supporting Kamala means, which I would imagine, I don't see her agenda and policy plans deviating very much from what Joe Biden has already enacted and set forth, okay? Kamala intends to, quote, secure the border. For this man, Rickey Smiley, to be critical of those critical of Kamala, how can you say that she's talking out of both sides of her neck? She's the vice president. That's disrespectful. Let me show him. Actually, I don't have it to show, but I've shown it on a previous episode of this here program. But you want to see disrespectful? Oh, Rickey Smiley, you should pull up the clip of Kamala traveling to Latin America. I can't recall. Was she in El Salvador? Was she in Guatemala? Was she in Nicaragua? She was in Central America. And she stood there and told the citizens, the residents, those passing through, those experiencing economic crisis, those experiencing political turmoil, those experiencing climate catastrophe. All three of those things have been exacerbated in the global South by U.S. policy that Kamala Harris represents, upholds, and intends to defend. And she stood there within the borders of those people's nation and told those people, do not come to America for a better opportunity. Yeah, we know the shit that's inscribed at the feet of the Statue of Liberty. Fuck all that shit. Send us your tired, your poor, your huddled masses. Nah, America and the Biden administration, we off that shit. In fact, we standing on Title 42 or whatever the fuck the Trump administration had that the Biden administration basically upheld. You know what I'm saying? No asylum seekers allowed, no refugees, doesn't matter what kind of political or climate cataclysmic instability you and your home nation may be experiencing. There is no room for you here in America. And for a Black woman to stand up there and tell that to not only brown people, but definitely other Black people, because again, when we talk about migration and people coming across the southern border, Black Americans specifically tend to omit people from Haiti, tend to omit the Black people coming from the global South, Latin America, and from Africa, right? Like y'all motherfuckers keep getting mind fucked by the mainstream media and by right-wing talking points that it's all these Hispanics and the Latinos. It's buku black people trying to get across the border. But of course, that there's no room for even that sort of discourse on a show like Rickey Smiley. Okay, nothing like Rickey Smiley. Shame on me, but thinking maybe Rickey Smiley might know an immigrant or a migrant or two, or three or four or five or a dozen. Regardless, the other thing Rickey Smiley said, because he said lots of things. He also talked about, again, the tired trope of going back to, if you're not supporting Kamala, then you must be supporting Trump. And gang, this is where our folks, and we have to tell them, we truly lack political imagination, right? If people can successfully be sold for now, I'd say every presidential election cycle since 2000. Would you not say, especially if you lived through such times? Every presidential election cycle since Bush v. fucking Gore has been the biggest, most consequential. This is the most historical election. This one's for all the marbles. if y'all motherfuckers don't turn out, democracy is donezo. They told us that in 2000, 04, 08, 2012, 2016, 2020, and now again 2024. I'm bored. Okay, this is boring. You guys keep running the same shit, and it's so sad. I need, again, and maybe perhaps it is maybe it's me. Maybe I lack the knowledge or even the memory of all the amazing things that the Obama Biden White House did specifically for Black people. Right? Yeah, you would think that Obama did do something specifically for Black people to engender all of this goddamn mindless loyalty from Black folks, particularly Black Democrats, to towards the Democratic Party, towards the DNC. It's wild. It's like, no, niggas, no, I'm sorry. Refresh me. Like, like what did I miss? Like, did I miss something? Did I miss my Cadillac? I didn't get my Obama phone. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why I'm not I'm not remembering fondly Obama Biden, because I didn't get my Obama. I missed out on all my Negro free shit. God damn. Because you feel what I'm saying. And our people is out here acting like Joe Biden don't personally owe them $600 fucking dollars. To me, that debt extends. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris promised $2,000. Again, never forget. You want to do some never forget shit on some 9/11? No. Never forget that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris owe me $600 fucking dollars. Because I recall on the stump in Georgia, Joe Biden said $2,000 stimulus. 2,000. Mine's, I only got 1,400. What y'all get? What y'all get? Look, I'm about to say, Biden. Here I am sounding like Sarah fucking Palin. Lord have mercy. Biden, Harris, and now Harris, balls to the walls, coming up short. Y'all already in the hole. $600 to everybody. Reason enough to reconsider. And when I say reconsider, beloveds, I'm not even saying necessarily, we're the thing about voting for Trump. No, fuck Donald Trump. Let's be perfectly fucking clear. And I know, my apologies for my moderators who have been subjected to increased trolldom since YouTube has been throwing we on the vertical streams and shit, and we get more influx of trolls. So I apologize, because when we say Kamala or Trump or have something in the thumbnail, the trolls tend to show up, and that's fine. So for the trolls showing up, yes, you do hear me going in on Kamala Harris. The system is not glitching. I am a Black woman, Black on both sides, since y'all crackers tend to care about some such things. But I am Black on both sides, and I'm definitely saying fuck Kamala, and I'm definitely saying fuck Donald Trump, right? And I know that makes a lot of people's heads explode, and it's befuddling to me. Why does this, to me, this shit ain't even controversial. And if you watch Black liberation media, you would understand that there are folks way more apprised of the situation than and they can tell you why it's fuck them all. It's fuck them all. And I really believe that fuck them all needs to be part of our political strategy. And when I'm saying them all, I do mean those corporate political parties. For the third parties that are out here with very clear and distinctive and distinguished people inclusive, people minded, people centered policies, uplift those parties. Tell the people them about those parties. But what you're not going to do, you're not going to be shamed out here when you start going in and asking basic questions, even of your folks, okay? Even of other Black people, because I know that this is what it is right now, everybody. This is a battle for the political soul of Black folks and, others, I suppose. But we Black here, Black folks first, because they are counting like if there was ever an election, I swear to God, and I'm not even trying to sound, all shrill and, the frantic like these motherfuckers talk about. This is the most dark election. Oh my God. No, seriously. This shit is close, kids. This shit is fucking close. I know Trump is out here like a babbling motherfucking idiot. Per use, okay? That's the Donald. This motherfucker has always been a babbling fucking dolt. Roof. However, Kamala does not have this in the bag, okay? And the Democrats are not going to try to reach out to those Biden, Trump, I keep saying Biden, those Obama voters who turned Trump voters, who either didn't vote in 2020 or they was waffling, those middle mushy fucking white America moderates that like the Trump economy but don't like the way Trump presents his rhetoric, etc. Like, Democrats are not going for them this time around, okay? It's obvious those people are honestly going to be left abandoned, maybe not left, let me not use it to a different way. Those people are not going to be courted in the same ways. Maybe a little bit, maybe on in some of the swing states and maybe in some of the border states. My point is this: the Democrats this election cycle, in my opinion, are going to be relying so heavily on the turnout. And I know they have, Kim, haven't they relied heavily on the turnout? Isn't that how Georgia got flipped? Yeah, all that, but it's going to be the propaganda and the amount of social pressure, y'all kind of people that have our political ideology, like the way that your social circle, your mama in them and her friends, your church friends, your sorority or fraternity brothers and sisters, your professional organization, your co-workers, the people you shoot the shit with, them people are what, if you start talking that I don't know about Kamala shit, motherfuckers is going to start clapping. And I don't mean applause. I mean with the pew pew. But I mean proverbially with the pew pew, not literally, Jesus. not literally. But motherfuckers is going to be mad. How could you deny the first Black woman president that could possibly get sworn in by the first Black woman Supreme Court justice? How could you deny us that optic, guys? Because that's all it is an optic. That's all it would be a photo op. I need to know what the tangible thing is, everybody. Now is the time to be making very specific demands of the Harris balls to the walls ticket. Don't tell me you're here to make things better for working families. Okay, what does that mean? Oh, we're going to work to provide affordable childcare. In what way? You bringing back the child care tax credit? Why was it allowed to expire in the first place? It was actually a good piece of policy, right? Yeah, it was a good. I'll give him that. It was a good piece of policy, but now it's a shit piece of policy because you let it lapse. So what good is it doing now? See, the problem is this is what Democrats do. This is how they allow themselves to get punked repeatedly by Republicans, because they might by accident fuck around and do some all right shit, like the child care tax credit, right? But then because they get punked, look at the Democrats spending all this money on these social programs, Democrats, okay, we'll only make it temporary. We won't keep it permanent. Meanwhile, the Bush tax credits permanent. Meanwhile, the Trump tax credits fucking permanent. You fucking soft as scrotum skin ass donkeys. Literal little donkeys, the Democrats. Anyway, I'm sorry. But the misleadership class, Rickey Smiley is tired of black people on the internet talk about they're not going to vote for Kamala. He's tired of black men having an issue with Kamala being a prosecutor. Hell, I was locked up. Okay. I'm sorry. Were you daps in hugs with the prosecutor following the adjudication of your case, Mr. Smiley? I don't fucking think so. It is perfectly natural, rational, and it makes perfect sense why black folks and especially black men would have at minimum pause for Kamala because he's a fucking police. And I don't understand. I do, but I don't, because these liberal Democrats, especially the black ones, like they sell prosecutor and former district attorney. They sell these titles to us like attorney general, like that's just supposed to mean something to us. like that shit's supposed to carry weight. Yeah, it does, but in the wrong direction. That's another way we have to or let me start with D. We have to de-propagandize our folks and re-propagandize our folks. What was the year? If we have elders in the room, please drop it in the goddamn chat or in the comments. Can you please tell me when amongst black communities, when did becoming an attorney general or a prosecutor or a district attorney all of a sudden engender so much respect, like so much, admiration from our community? That sound like a sellout. That sound like the man, right? That don't sound like shit. The only fucking judge I trust is Judge motherfucking Greg Mathis. And I don't think, was Judge Mathis a prosecutor? Please don't tell me he was, because I might lose a tiny bit of respect for him. I don't understand the reverence that prosecutor and district attorney and all that shit. Now, if you told me she was a defense attorney, if you told me that she was a public defender, well, tell me more. Oh, so you're telling me she actually tried to help people. She tried to keep people out of jail being a criminal defense attorney or a public defender. Prosecutor is see the opposite of that. See, the prosecutor is there to take away freedom, baby. and some folks are like, well, she was cleaning up the community. You guys, not you guys, but the people who say such things, you know how lopsided this system is. Lopsided may not even be an accurate summation of what the system is, okay? And regardless of whether or not Kamala, maybe didn't she go after some banks? Was she successful? I can't remember. I got to revisit that shit. I can't remember. Was it Citibank? I can't remember. I'm gonna revisit. I'm gonna get rebrushed up on Kamala. But my point being that I'm okay with people having reservation and skepticism about her, specifically from her prosecutorial background, part of her resume. I'm okay with that. I'm also deeply okay with people opening up her senatorial resume, her record as one of the handful of black senators to ever be elected in this country. See, again, it sucks that in 2024, and again, let this be more of a testament to white supremacy than to Kamala or Obama's so-called black exceptionalism. But it sucks that in 2024 we're still doing firsts, right? We're still doing first, and the reason we're still doing first is because of white supremacy, right? The reason we're still doing first is because of misogynoir and misogyny and homophobia, right? The first gay, the first black woman, the first. Only reason we're still doing the first is because white supremacy has been on its fucking job. Okay, white supremacy has heeded the fucking call. White supremacy has you want me on that wall, you need me on that wall to keep all of these darkies out of our positions of power. White supremacy has showed and fucking proved, which is why here we are a quarter of the way through the 21st century and we still doing fucking first, and niggas is still skinning and grinning and so fucking happy just to be having a first. Anyway, I want us to run this clip from Kamala. We'll cue that joke up about her being asked about reparations. Now, this is not a recent clip. This is a clip that has circulated and circulated because it gets Kamala on the record. And I know it's been used by the likes of, Umar, Dr. Umar, and them. But it proves the point. I mean, shit, Umar and them ain't wrong all the time. So Umar and them, I don't even like to say when they do, but they do. On occasion, they do, and on this one, they did. When I say they, I mean he. So, anywho, Will, let's run up Kamala talking about reparations, but I can't do nothing actually for Black people. Go ahead.
Reparations for Black people.
Well, run it back from the beginning. You got to get the question.
Do you support reparations for Black people?
Well, listen. Again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination, segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, Black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of Black families who are in poverty.
So by default, it affects Black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you would explore.
Yes. Any policy that will benefit Black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No, because whatever benefits that Black family will benefit that community and society as a whole and the country. Right?
Right. Well, so there you go. And to be clear, when it comes to reparations, would I accept reparations? Sure. Do I think reparations are likely? Not really. Do I agree with the African descendants of slavery ethos of reparations? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I absolutely do think that there are tangible ways for this government to recompense people in this country who were affected by not only slavery, but 150 years of Jim Crow, 100 years of redlining, housing discrimination and segregation, those that have been impacted by historical suppression of wages. I mean, I think there's a lot that can be done from the government that would maybe mirror some sort of reparations. Like, Black folks, in my opinion, shouldn't have to pay fucking taxes. You know what I'm saying? Like, excuse me, our folks built this goddamn rotten ass fucking colony for goddamn free. Imagine you making the descendants of enslaved people pay taxes to the colony. Oh, that's some France on some Haiti shit. You feel me? So, I mean, anyway, but it doesn't necessarily have to look like reparations, how people classically think of reparations as a check, a big check going to Black America. But Kamala's not willing to do anything for you niggas. Not a fucking thing. And she said it right there. And that was years ago. And guess what? If you ask her the same question, you don't even have to frame it in the form of reparations. Vice President Harris, you've been on the record before about understanding that not everybody in this country is born on equal footing. And when you were a senator, you proposed the LIFT Act. Shit went nowhere anyway. But you were asking Black Americans to come out and support you with their votes. Vice President, do you have any policy specific items geared towards Black Americans, Black residents of this nation, Black voters, that will benefit them in a material way? Why should Black people cast a vote for you? You got to answer that. You got to answer that. I mean, and you can't just answer it because, well, if you look at the history and the record of my opponent, black people, let me tell you how black people did under Donald Trump. No, bitch, how the fuck black people going to do under you? Under you? Under YOU? How have black people fared under your predecessor? Pop Biden. Let me tell you how black people fared under Barack Hussein Obama. Not great. Spoiler alert. Shush. Don't tell nobody. Spoiler. Black people did not fare wonderfully under Barack Hussein Obama. Let me tell you something. Every time them crackers call him Barack Hussein Obama, I always laugh because they always said it with such emphasis, right? They got it. They extra crackerize it. Barack Hussein Obama. Oh my God, the racists be hilarious. Until they start burning crosses, then it's less hilarious. But anyway, yeah, black people didn't do well under Obama. So again, so what I'm saying is this, y'all. All these Kamala supporters, all these Kamala stands, all these people that is about to start browbeating you upside the head, asking you, are you registered to vote? Yup, sure am. Oh, are you going to vote for Kamala? Nope. Oh my God, why? Oh my God, she could be the first black president, and Ketanji Brown Jackson could be swearing her. And oh my God, it's gonna be so fucking cool. You know what's not cool? U.S. military global hegemony, also not cool. You know what I'm saying? You know what else is not cool? Apartheid and genocide in Palestine. You know what else? You know what else is not cool? Trillions being sent to Israel and Ukraine while black people in America toil for $7.25 per the federal minimum wage. We pay for all of our medical and healthcare expenses. Our children are being indoctrinated to not understand or know history or have any media literacy. And by the way, the self-esteem and the attention spans of your children have been freely sold to all social media platforms. And the government just said, well, look at that. Well, let's have a hearing about that. Wonderful. So the democracy that you guys are about to get beat upside the head and demanded that you protect by casting a vote for Kamala Harris and 10 balls to the walls. I implore you to challenge it, to push back, clap back with Kamala's record. And when you get the inevitable, so you must want Trump to win. I need you to tell me, truly, again, outside of abortion, I'm trying to think what else do they differ on. And I'm struggling. Maybe Ukraine. Trump wants out of Ukraine, I would imagine, and Kamala wants, to steady as she goes, to keep Putin, discombobulated, as it were. Well, we'll find out during the debate, I suppose, what shit they disagree on. Really, Trump mainly disagrees with Kamala's existence, with her in her position as a woman, and definitely as a non-white woman. How dare she, right? Like, that's his biggest issue with Kamala. And Kamala's biggest issue with Trump is that, she can't prosecute him herself. But when it comes to policies, what are they actually going to do to improve it for us? It's very little and it's very sparse. And by the way, that is per both camps. You know what I'm saying? Both Harris and Trump are heavy into not only the attacks, Trump from the personal attack side, Kamala coming from the perspective of trying to stay above the fray. And this is about bringing America together. This is about protecting our freedoms. She's giving all that rhetoric, all that, yes, we can, America the Great rhetoric. But in terms of tangible shit, okay, she wants to do something. I did hear her say she wants to raise the federal minimum wage. Excellent. Where was the Biden administration for the past 4 years on this issue? Where was the Obama administration 4 years before that, for 8 years on this issue? See, the Democrats, they will retrot out all of these carrots. They will dangle all these little carrots that they know are buzzwords and buzz issues for their constituents because we'll get it done this time. Why the fuck didn't y'all get it done last time and the time before that and the time before that? I just want us to stop having game run on us. You know what I'm saying? And then we be wondering 4 years from now why we still don't have shit. Oh, well, because the Republicans were blocking her. They wouldn't let her do nothing. That's the same shit y'all said with Obama. The fuck? I mean, again, I can't be loyal. Like, you have to understand the difference between Republicans and Democrats, especially when it comes to the relationship with the Black community. So they are both abusers, right? The Republicans will put their hands on you, right? They are domestic abusers. They will get physically violent, right? This is what the Republican abuse to the Black community looks like. They will get physically violent. Democrats will just berate and shame and make you question your self-esteem, and you're not working hard enough, and and if you have more police in your community, you would feel safe. And it's like, it's both abuse, everybody. It's abuse, and neither abuser deserves any loyalty from you. And when you deny loyalty to one abuser, that doesn't mean you're choosing the other, right? And you should never be shamed for saying you no longer want to be abused. If a partner continues to sell you a dream, continues to lie to you, make promises to you, even harm you financially, that is still abuse, even if they never touch you, even if they never lay a hand on you. It is abuse. That is what the Democrats do to our community. Well, actually, many would definitely argue that they also get physically abusive as well. But when it comes to the way that the rhetoric lands, it seems like most Black people can take the liberal Democratic rhetoric way easier than they can the conservative Republican rhetoric. But it's still abuse, guys, and it's game. So please don't fall for the game. You can still show up to vote. I'm not discouraging anybody from voting, but what I will tell you is you do not have to vote for president. Okay? And a non-vote is a vote. Don't let anybody tell you that your vote is meaningless if it's not cast for one of the people named on the ballot. Your vote carries consequence. Not voting carries consequence. It's all political speech, whether or not you show up to vote or whether or not you don't show up to vote. Let me run y'all something real quick. Let me show y'all how the fuck Kamala is trying to let you guys know that, for any of the mushy middle, who I don't really think they're going for, but maybe this ad proves me wrong. Anybody politically in the mushy middle who thinks that Kamala's not tough on the border, will queue up Kamala's border ad. Lord. Because, hey, Kamala, you want to run on the fact that you're a prosecutor? No problem. I will happily, gladly, always remind people of that. Thank you very much. Will, let's go ahead and check out this ad, shall we?
Harris has spent decades fighting violent crime. As a border state prosecutor, she took on Kamala Harris has spent decades fighting violent crime. As a border state prosecutor, she took on drug cartels and jailed gang members for smuggling weapons and drugs across the border. As vice president, she backed the toughest border control bill in decades. And as president, she will hire thousands more border agents and crack down on fentanyl and human trafficking. Fixing the border is tough. So is Kamala Harris.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
I bet you do. There's a lot there. It's all wrong. It's all wrong. Why do we look at, or pardon me, why is human trafficking framed as only a border issue? Is this only an issue of Latin America? Of course it's fucking not. You think there aren't red-blooded ass Americans of all racial varieties, might I add, out here human trafficking? Abso-fucking-lutely. Why is human trafficking framed as a border issue, as an issue that she has to be tough with them about them, right? As a border prosecutor, Kamala was responsible for jailing gang members, smuggling drugs and weapons across the border. Kamala is an excellent jailer. She just said it herself. The issue with gangs and weapons across the border. My guess is that the weapons are coming from the United States. The weapons originating in Los Estados Unidos, going to our friends in Mexico and further beyond. What weapons? What you talking about? What the weapons manufactured in America coming back to America? Is it likely so? Oh, the drugs that Americans have an insatiable appetite for that keeps coming across the border. Miraculously, how that happens, right? We all know and isn't that amazing? You guys hear that that vintage war on drugs rhetoric? The fentanyl. Right. As if pounds, kilos, fentanyl, cocaine, the pills, what you need. All that shit comes across the border because it's supposed to come across the border, kids. You subtract, quote, illegal drugs from the U.S. economy, economy collapses. Do you understand how much the American economy depends on the drug trade, the legal and, quote, illegal kind? This is part of the mythology. We have to shake our people free. There's people dying of fentanyl. Show is. And guess what? Guess who is allowing that shit? Custom Border Patrol agents, shipping containers filled, coming. What was that big bust? Did it happen during Trump? You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. The shit happened in Texas, I think. It was a carrier ship, I believe, commissioned by like JP Morgan or one of the big financial trading houses, and it was filled to the gills with cocaine. I don't even know if I think them niggas misplaced the fucking cocaine. It didn't get misplaced. It landed exactly where it was supposed to land, somewhere on Wall Street. Guys, again, we're not children, okay? We're not naive. And the sooner that we can make our folks a little less politically naive. And again, I don't even claim to know all the ins and outs of what have yous, but I peep game, kids. I told y'all I'm a common senseologist. Common senseologist. All that fentanyl shit is a scare. They need the fentanyl to keep coming across the border. Or how would we have any use for the thousands of Border Patrol agents that Kamala just promised in her ad? There we go. There's some policy. Hold on, Will. I have been looking at this all wrong. Run that back. We're going to run that. She's telling us her policy. My bad. I was asleep. I dozed off. Wait a second. There we go. She going to add more cops. Okay. More cops. She going to stop the fentanyl. Rush, run that ad back. Well, I wasn't paying attention. Kamala just laid out the policy.
Harris has spent decades fighting. Kamala Harris has spent decades fighting violent crime. As a border state prosecutor, she took on drug cartels and jailed gang members for smuggling weapons and drugs across the border. As vice president, she backed the toughest border control bill in decades. And as president, she will hire thousands more border agents and crack down on fentanyl and human trafficking. Fixing the border is tough. So is Kamala Harris.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Where's her badge and her gun? Come Kamala. And I approve this message. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say, she just said she'd hire 1,000 Border Patrol agents. That's wonderful. There's some policy. But she also said as vice president, she backed the toughest border legislation. That was that piece of shit legislation that all the Democrats really gleefully came out to the microphones and to the cameras and told us we gave the Republicans everything they wanted in this immigration bill, and Donald Trump torpedoed it. He's not serious. He wants to make immigration a campaign issue. Hold on, skirt. Can we back up the tape to the part where y'all said y'all gave the Republicans everything they wanted? What the fuck? What kind of negotiations is that? And again, they go Kamala goofy ass. Yeah, I was right with the rest of these goofy ass fucking Democrats. It was the toughest border control legislation, and the Republicans, we gave them everything they wanted, and they still passed. Wow. Please don't negotiate shit for me. I don't need no Democrat negotiating shit on my behalf, because apparently y'all negotiate yourselves into losses. Y'all negotiate yourselves into giving your opponent exactly what they want. And see, that tells me you're not good negotiators. So there is that. So the last thing, what else do I? Oh yeah. So I found this ad. I want to play one more ad, and then I'm gonna move on because my next story is fairly quick. But I wanted to play this, and I didn't realize that this was like a song because you guys know I'm deeply disconnected from from 21st century pop culture. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So this is a Pharrell song, but it's part of a campaign ad that I found on Roland Martin's Twitter page. And kids, and I'm sure y'all already knew this because y'all are deeply plugged into the interwebs, into these YouTube streets. Rolly is all in for Kamala. Like Rolly, oh, we may have to do a little episode on Rolly, and I hate to do it, but god damn, the streets is calling for it. Rolly is all in, and Rolly being all in reminds me so much of the Obama White House years. Guys, the black bougies were in heaven. They didn't even notice that the rest of y'all niggas was getting shit on. They didn't even notice. They didn't even pay attention. Okay, while a lot of black people were deeply affected by the recession of 08, 09, you know what I'm saying? Then other shit went bad for black people on the economic front, on the home ownership front. Then Obama started to attack Africa, deposing Gaddafi in Libya and instituting AFRICOM. Like, and the bougies was like, are y'all going to the party that Barack and Michelle are having at the White House? Did you hear? Did you hear that John Legend and Stevie Wonder going to be at the White House? Y'all, it's a party. It's Black Music Month. They having a concert every day. That's what the bougies are salivating over, the opportunity to resume those days again. You guys know how, especially the whites of a certain generation, the way they wistfully long for the Kennedy years, Camelot, when America was the shining city on the hill. Like, Jesus, will y'all shut the fuck up? Well, this is what these bougie niggas sound like, anticipating a cop mala balls to the walls victory. They want that old thing back that Barack and Michelle used to do with all the negritude and all the celebrity and all the misleadership and all the, you know, well, I will say they do give niggas awards. When black people's in charge, they make sure to run the black people their awards, and that's all well and good. But again, what does that do for us as a whole? Nothing. It does very little. It does very little. Let the implementation of Juneteenth as a federal holiday be proof positive of that. So many of our folks have to work on federal holidays. What the fuck? Miss me with the optics. But speaking of optics, I saw this commercial. I said, oh, we done. I said, we done. The black bougies and the black celebrity. Oh, they about to execute this playbook on our aunties and cousins and high school classmates. They about to execute this playbook on us superbly, kids. So hopefully YouTube won't ding us. So we might have to edit this part out later. But go ahead, Will, run that jump.
Madam Vice President, for the trust you put in me, but
beginning
maybe more so. Thank you, Madam Vice President, for the trust you put in me, but maybe more so. Thank you for bringing back the joy.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
And when we fight, we win! We are doing this!
We cooked, y'all. We cooked. We are cooked. Black people, you better be ready to stand 10 toes down. You better be ready to back it up. You better be ready to tell people why You are also not supporting Trump, in addition to not supporting Kamala. Your vote is not wasted by not casting it for president. Your voice, in fact, will be heard. And to be honest, I don't want us to be suckers. I don't want people to be able to come to us to demand things of us, to ask things of us, and not give us anything in return. That is some simp shit, okay? That's what suckers do. That's what politically ignorant people do. That is what they accept. And it is time for that kind of questionless acceptance of a person, of a party, without demanding anything. That is folly. That is not being politically savvy nor sophisticated. And it doesn't prove jack shit. Because I can tell you, when Kamala gets to be president, or if she gets to be president, she's already told you she's not doing anything specifically for us at all. So what's the point? So why are you asking me for my fucking vote if you're not going to do anything for me? You and Trump can get the fuck out my face. What's up, y'all? Let me take a break. I'm sorry, Will. Was I running my yam too much? Come on in here. Y'all do me a favor. Engage. Thank you guys so much for all that you do. It's Boiling It Down with Kim Brown. I can't get into the chat, so I don't know what y'all talking about. But I will say this. We are at 5,800 subscribers, book, which is excellent. I'm so happy. Will says we have over 100 people watching us live. Appreciate that very much. Some of y'all might be confused. The Fire Fam, which is our viewers here on Burn It Down with Kim Brown. No, the Fire Fam is not confused. Some of y'all that just dropped in, y'all might be a little confused. We do get a lot of Trump 2024s and American flags and shit. And it's like, okay. I don't care. Fuck Trump. Fuck Kamala. Fuck Biden. Y'all Trump 2024s, y'all should join me because Trump is actually against you guys. But white Americans been voting against their interests for forever. So, this election won't be anything new for the whites. I'm just trying to convince black folks. Okay, can we not, please? Can we not, please? Do me a favor. Tomorrow, Black Liberation Media, we are. Oh, please go subscribe also. I'm sorry. Let me start over. Black Liberation Media, the Remix Morning Show. Tomorrow is Women's Wednesdays. We would appreciate it if you joined us. So please go follow and subscribe to Black Liberation Media. And within there, so YouTube permanently demonetized Black Liberation Media because, crackers. Crackers. And, the white man didn't give a reason. You know what I'm saying? The white man said, nope, we don't like all this black freedom shit. We're just going to, but we said we didn't break any rules. He said, don't matter. That doesn't matter. No more money for you darkies. We said, okay. So we went and created another channel. So the Remix Morning Show is its own YouTube channel. I want to thank everyone that has already gone over there and subscribed, because the channel is already streaming live, which is great. It means we already hit that metric. So the goal is to be remonetized on YouTube in some way. Yeah. But, getting permanently demonetized woke us up. It woke us up a little bit. So there's a website. It's blackliberationmedia.org. I believe BLK liberationmedia.org. We could take credit cards and shit now over there. And we appreciate the support that many of you offer to this platform and to Black Liberation Media as well. So we want to just keep on spreading the word and continue to empower, the platform, the mothership, as it were, and the content, everybody. Again, it's not about money, but like the Citizens United decision showed us, money is speech, says the Supreme Court, right? Money is speech. So to cut off our money is really denying our supporters their speech. You send Black Liberation Media, and also by extension this channel, Burn It Down with Kim Brown, support, that is how you express, or one way you express your political viewpoints, by supporting those that are expressing political viewpoints that align with yours. So when YouTube and Google take away your ability as viewers to support the political content that we provide, that's taking away speech. Maybe we should sue them niggas under fucking Citizens United. under Citizens United, Your Honor, Your Honor. I read the decision, and the statute says that YouTube is some bitch ass niggas. So anyway, so we appreciate you guys supporting in the ways that you can. Thank you guys so much, and so thank you guys so much for supporting us here. Why am I sweating? It's hot in here. Anyway, that's a sign. Jesus is telling me to move this along. Maybe I'm having a hot flash. Who could really say? I don't feel like I am though. You know when you're having a hot flash. I'd have been, let me shut up. Maybe I just talked the motherfucker up. God damn. Let me hush. Anyway. Thank you guys so much for being here. One of the things we like to talk about on this here platform is how Black people really don't have constitutional rights. None. Not Second Amendment rights, not Fourth Amendment rights against unreasonable search and seizures. Certainly not First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom to assemble, and freedom of press amendment rights. We do not have those 1A rights at all. It's Burn It Down with Kim Brown. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please engage with the content. Give us a like, thumbs up on the video, subscribe, follow us, and support us around the internet. BIDWKB. That's us on our socials and our cash platforms too. So the story coming out of Illinois. Illinois, it's a blue state, right? Blue state. Who came from Illinois? Barack Hussein Obama. Illinois, also currently governed by many Democrats actually. J.B. Pritzker, a rich fucker out there in Illinois. Yep. Democrat, blue state. Then how come this pesky fascism continues to rear its head in a blue state such as Illinois? Spoiler alert, not just Illinois. It's to prove a point. I want to bring you guys a story coming out of the Chicagoland. This is from one of the villages, and maybe our Chicagoans can help orient us to this particular place and maybe its demographics and maybe it's politics, to the extent you guys are able to do that in the chat. But there's a brother out there who is a First Amendment auditor. I believe he has a YouTube channel as well. I didn't write his name down. He's going to mention it in the package when we get there. So this brother shows up to the city buildings, the public buildings, and is routinely running tape on cops, on, court officers and the like, which he is completely entitled to do. He is also a journalist, it would seem, because he files FOIA requests, Freedom of Information Act requests. And recently, he was subjected to what he describes as an assault by a person who was the former interim chief of police. That the chief of police have since been removed from his position, I believe, as a result, stemming from this incident. But the fact that this acting interim police chief felt completely entitled, justified, emboldened to attack a man who was obviously not committing a crime and whose agenda is pretty clear. He's there to record y'all doing what the fuck you do. And basically, if you're not doing nothing wrong, copper, then what you getting all pissy about? Why are you getting your panties all in a bunch? Unless you have a problem with your job being subjected to any scrutiny, in spite of the fact that you are a public servant and you are paid on the taxpayer dole. Of course, cops don't see themselves that way. That's the speak that they are trained to give, but obviously they see themselves above the law and they know who they are there to protect and serve and who they aren't. So anyway, I wanted to get into this package. I think this is from CBS Chicago. Shout out to the Chicagoland people. We love y'all. Love Chicago. Love the shine. Love it, love it, love it, love it. But check this out, man. There are no First Amendment rights for Black folks either, even in Democratic places. No, that's impossible. Surely Kamala is going to get all over this one. Let's go ahead, Will, run it.
An update to a story we were the first to bring you about the turmoil brewing in the south suburbs where the Robbins police chief abruptly resigned amid claims he assaulted a man in Village Hall.
That man sat down exclusively with our own Andrew Ramos to tell his story for the very first time.
I didn't know. You know, I started thinking about all type of stuff like George Floyd. I just started thinking about it. You know, my mind was just racing.
His followers know him as Tyrant Terminator Audits on YouTube, and because of what happened to him, we're only going to use his first name, James, as he says he's still coping with trauma.
How you doing, officer?
Good, how you doing?
Pretty good.
It's an exchange James has had countless times.
You cannot videotape all Cook County property.
Where he films interactions with officers.
You're not rushed, but you can't stay here all day.
And other public employees in government buildings. A form of activism is called an audit, all to test whether First Amendment rights are respected. On July 1st, a visit to Robbins Village Hall, he says, spiraled out of control when he came face to face with former acting police chief Carl Scott.
He pulled out his personal phone, he started recording me, and I told him that I was going to get a FOIA for that video that he was making, and I was there to, you know, file a complaint.
A FOIA is a Freedom of Information Act request, a form requesting records from a public agency, and that complaint is for what James says was over his first visit to Village Hall back in March, when he first met Scott. That encounter captured on video.
Okay, right now you have to leave.
It ended in an arrest where James was charged with disorderly conduct and breach of peace, both charges later dismissed. His return to Village Hall started out like they all do, on a cell phone. But this time around, James said things took a very scary turn when the acting chief did not let him leave. Now, footage of that encounter, unclear, because his phone was taken from him.
He started to ask me for my personal information, like my name and stuff, and where's your ID.
As he is escorted to a back room, James says Chief Scott smacked his phone, which was recording everything, out of his hand. It's the last time James saw the device.
So he grabbed me by the back, slammed me up against the wall in the corner. And he opened up this door to the back, and his two officers with us, Officer Harden, Officer Sergeant Yates, and he took me in his room, slammed me down on like this little metal plate where you sit at, and he told the two officers to cut the cameras off. And they just started beating me.
That attack, he says, lasted about 10 minutes, where acting Chief Scott repeatedly punched him in the face and head, while the other two officers looked on and did nothing.
And at any point, did you think this is it?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, man. Especially when he asked the officer to go get a baton, man. I was like, oh, he's gonna probably beat me to death.
Photos taken after James was released, where he was issued a nuisance-related charge, appear to show severe bruising and swelling to his face, which he says was accompanied with severe headaches. James now being represented by attorney Jed Stone.
This is a horrible thing to do to a First Amendment advocate. It will not be tolerated, and they will have to pay.
While not giving specifics, the incident was recently addressed by Mayor Darren Bryant at a village meeting, when he announced that acting Chief Scott had been relieved of his duties, hinting that footage may soon be released.
I want you all to brace what may happen in the next couple of weeks. Something might be released, maybe not.
Something like this needs to definitely get out. So, you know, hope, wishing, and praying that no one else will have to go through something of this nature.
Now, CBS News Chicago has filed multiple requests to obtain all the footage surrounding this incident that resulted in the acting chief to resign, including James's video that he owns and the video from inside Village Hall that you own. A spokesperson for the village told us that they have no further comment on this case, referring us to the Cook County Sheriff's Office. Now, we're going to stay on top of this story. When we get an update, we will give it to you. Reporting in the village of Robbins, Andrew Ramos, CBS News Chicago.
So sometimes on this program, we talk about ways in which men can express vulnerability and emotion. And listening to that brother um, become emotional, get choked up, cry, because the fear that he legitimately felt while in custody, while being assaulted by numerous police officers, while being denied the ability to leave when he hadn't been charged with any crimes. And he mentioned George Floyd. My head went to all of the in custody deaths that occur in small jails, that happen in penitentiaries, that happen in county jails, that happen in the holding cell. We don't even really know the true number of people in this country that die while in custody. Okay. Their deaths are seldom investigated, they are seldom prosecuted. It is the equivalent of sprinkle some crack, nothing to see here. They were an inmate. Oh, they were an inmate. Oh, they were having mental health crisis. Oh, well, of course they would end up dead. Like, again, can we disavow ourselves of that very narrow-minded thinking, right? If anything, people experiencing those kind of things are more vulnerable and require more protection, should be left, to the wolves, as it were. But James here was left to the wolves. The acting police chief now, I guess, resigned. I thought that he had been removed, but he's a copper. And James very fortunately survived. So I guess there was no need to fire him. They could let him resign, whatever benefits come from resignation as opposed to being fired. But also putting myself in his brother's shoes, the number of in custody deaths by police notwithstanding, can we talk about Chicago, and that is in the Chicago periphery, right there in the south side Chicago burbs. So a lot of them cops, I'm sure it's very porous, meaning that Chicago police might leave the force and go become one of them little villages police, and back and forth, and all of this sort of fluid way in which law enforcement are able to leave law enforcement jobs, police jobs, and very quickly become new police somewhere else. We saw this with that fuckboy Sean Grayson down there in Springfield, in a different part of the state, right? In the southern part of the state. That fucking bullshit, right? But Chicago specifically, let's see. The cover-ups, where do they begin? Shall we start at Holman Square? The Chicago Police Department black site, where they were taking people. In some instances, people were losing their lives. Other times, people were being coerced or beaten into confessions, false confessions, being railroaded into multi-decade prison sentences because of the Chicago police. Do we need to talk about Laquan McDonald? Do we need to talk about Adam Toledo, the 12-year-old who was murdered by Chicago police with his hands up? And unfortunately, the list of Chicago was long, right? I mean, we could go on about the CPD, right? But it's a mentality. And not to say, I mean, in some ways, the policing can be, it is a mentality, but there can be regional differences, regional features, right? And I guess lying about fucking people up it does not denote specific regionality for law enforcement. That is them assholes all across the board. But I'm just saying, it just seems that anywhere in this rotten colony, you can pick on the map, throw a dart, hit anywhere in America, you can come up with 5 to 10 incidents in recent memory of brutality, of police murder, of police abuse. It's not hard. All this stuff remains very close. In terms of what's going to happen with this gentleman, likely he's filing a civil suit. That has been the option for people such as him, right? I call these people freedom fighters because they really are. These First Amendment auditors, people who go around and record police interaction, record police behavior. It's important that they do this because, number one, it makes cops uncomfortable. And if you are a public servant and you have an issue with someone recording you doing your job whilst in public, I can only assume you must be doing your job badly, right? If you're good at what you do, yeah, my nigga, yes. You want to record me? Yes, please. Get my good side while I'm over here being awesome in the community. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like, if you was doing a good job, if you was doing right by people, if you were actually out here making a difference, why the fuck would you care if somebody was recording you? Like, that is your job, to be front facing and engaging with the public. If someone wants to document that, you should be glad. You should want people to pay attention and to note the awesome job that you're doing. So when the cops get bent out of shape about that shit, I can only assume you're doing a terrible job. And you don't want everybody to see how bad of a job that you are doing. Hence, you get all butthurt, right? And now you want to take people in the back rooms and start beating them. Now you want to start charging people with made up crimes, false arrests, even malicious and prosecutions for bullshit like disorderly conduct and failure to identify. And now you don't remember the clip I played you guys some weeks ago of the dumbass cops that were on the stand and they were testifying and the lawyer was eating their ass up. It was actually behind a First Amendment auditor case out of Cook County, if I'm not mistaken. The white woman had sued Cook County police. Her lawyer was eating them motherfuckers up. Them dumb motherfuckers didn't know Miranda. they was like, Miranda who? Miranda from Sex and the City? We don't know Miranda. What Miranda? Miranda? You have the right to remain silent. Yeah, we might have mentioned that a couple times to somebody. You know, they don't know fuck all about the law that they are there to uphold. And if you are there to document that and expose that, more power to you. But again, like honorary dipshits, no moron likes to be exposed for being a moron. Nobody likes to be exposed for being bad at their job. And they retaliate in this way. They retaliate with their fists. They retaliate with their feet. They retaliate with their handcuffs. And by abusing and manipulating the judicial system to discourage and to chill constitutionally protected behavior such as this. And because this is a black man, we actually really need to stand with him more. And did y'all catch the name of his channel? What was it? The Terminator? The Terminal Tyrone Auditor. I love it. I'm gonna see what the brother's up to. See if his lawyer will come on BLM, Black Liberation Media, and come talk to us. Because that's important work. And I am always more impressed with black folks when they do it because, hello, the danger and the risk is all with us, right? We have indeed seen white men and white women be targeted by police for doing this kind of work. But at the same time, I haven't seen the white man them or the white women them get beat like that brother got beat. Again, there goes the differences. Where is the racial protection? In even standing against the police, there goes part of your racial protection. It's not always there. It's not 100%, but it exists. It's not there. Okay. So anyway, we want to shout out to the brother James, who is standing firm against these Cook County crackers. You keep running them tapes on them brothers and sisters, even if they are brothers and sisters, especially actually if they are brothers and sisters. I need to know who our enemies are. You know what I'm saying? I need to know who the quote bad cops are. And especially if those bad cops are black and brown. Oh, we need to know them especially because those are the ones that they will send in to try to infiltrate with the rest of us. And be like, no, that nigga's a cop. Get him out the meeting. He can't stay. Goodbye. See you, officer, overseer from officer. Thank you guys so much for all that you do. We appreciate the support. If you want to support the channel on the financial tip, you can do that. Cash App, $ BIDWKB, Venmo at BIDWKB, PayPal, that means /BIDWKB, and patreon.com/BIDWKB. I am going to thank all of our supporters on Friday for our summer fundraiser. I know I have lied. I know I have sinned. Who was that? Jimmy Swaggart? Which one of them TV evangelists was crying because he got caught with all the sex workers. So he was praising the Lord, all right, praising the Lord, because he had all the sex workers. Who was that? Jimmy Swaggart. I have sinned, forgive me, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm trying to make my face. He nigga was doing the ugly cry and everything. Kids, go look that up. You would be tickled. You would probably find some entertainment value in Jimmy Swaggart's apology. Anyway, thank you so much to Will and Molly. We will see you guys back here Friday. Join Black Liberation Media tomorrow for the Remix Morning Show. Go follow and subscribe to the Remix Morning Show YouTube channel. It stands alone, a standalone jump. So please go support that. Also, tomorrow, after the Remix Morning Show, I'm not sure if I'm going to be on tomorrow morning or not. We'll see how I feel. But at 11, Enoch and me supposed to be doing critical breakdowns, where we're going to be discussing classic music of yore, of 80s and 90s variety, especially. And we're starting with 1989 in honor of LJ, because yes, I'm very inspired. I'm finding a lot of inspiration from LJ to do this. So if, and especially if you are a youngster, we would like to see you in the space. So go follow Black Liberation Media on Twitch. We're going to do our best to bring this to you by 11 tomorrow morning is the goal. It's going to be me and Ear Doctor. I'm really looking forward to this. I like Naka's Naka. I like Naka's taste in music. I think Naka is going to bring some shit to the table that I'm not expecting. And he's going to bring some shit to the table that I'm not. Is I just said the same thing twice? Okay. Anyway, you guys know what I meant. So follow Black Liberation Media on Twitch and set your notifications there as well. I aspire to do a Kim's Twitch turn up tomorrow. I have aspirations to do so. So I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm going to say I aspire. I endeavor. I endeavor to do a Kim's Twitch turn up tomorrow. So go follow BIDWKB on Twitch. In the event, we do end up going live for Kim's Twitch turn up sometime between the hours of 5 and 7 p.m. Eastern. All right, gang, that's it. See you guys. Oh, Will, did we get any money? I'm sorry. Before I just run out.
No.
And I'll take with me the memories. Be my sunshine after the rain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Okay, I'm gone. All right, y'all. See y'all later. Bye-bye. See y'all Friday. Bye-bye. Deuces.